Well done. We earned it.
Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon, where we are currently in Longlai with Team Rean. And today we want to take our tour of talking to people, but before that, teensy tiny visit to the Grim Garten. Because off screen I wanted to grind here a bit, but there was a cutscene. Nothing major, but it's fair. Oh, I don't see Agnes or Rean anywhere. I don't sense them either. That's odd. Why don't we take a quick look around? You're right, neither Agnes nor Rean seem to be here. Apparently not. I can only assume they have their reasons. Still, the timing of it all nags at me a little. According to Elaine, the two of them split off from Van's group after getting called to the capital. Even then, the fact they can't access the Garten from the capital is somewhat concerning. There must be a reasonable explanation. Not saying it's wrong to row or anything, but I don't think sticking our noses in will be the best look on us. Yeah, for now let's just keep a tab on them and carry on as usual. As I said, nothing major, but it was there. Now, let's talk. I think I cut them to the beginning of the episode, so they are better suited there, I think. Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon, where I just did the whole tour of the NPCs in Longlai when I remembered we had these connection events. And so I cut them to the beginning of the episode, so we have first the connection events and then the tour. Okay, we have a short break with Altina and Towa, and Longlai food tour with Crow and Fee. Start with the food tour. Damn, these some rice cakes kick ass. I love how puffy they are. That bamboo grass is pretty unique, but it tastes really good. I bet these would make for great field rations. My master used to make them all the time when I was still training under him. When he'd work me to the bone, and well, let's just say the rice cakes didn't always stay in my stomach. You're not serious looking back on that fondly. You're not serious looking back on that fondly, are you? Anyway, there's no telling what's ahead, so let's make sure we replenish our energies while we can. Sure, we had a good healthy breakfast, but climbing these mountains burns a whole lot of calories. Don't worry, this place has tons of good food. Last time I was here, Elise and I ate way too much. That right? Then you better give us a grand tour while we look for souvenirs. The egg yolk and egg white mixed in your mouth, it's so creamy. I think your eggs turned out the best, Rean. Yeah, mine were too hard and Fee's were too soft. That's a hot spring host for you. That's just because I used to make them for snacks back home. And hey, regardless of the texture, your eggs are still pretty delicious. You're only saying that because you came out on top. We'd better use the leftovers to surpass this egg tyrant and bring about a new era. Right, let's destroy him. Bring it on. These are hot spring manta, right? Heard they need bamboo charcoal into them. I can't get over how the roasted black sesame beans paste and the moist skin. I'm starting to sound like Van. Sounded got quite a sweet tooth. One of these days, I'd love to sit down with him and have a chat. Same. Too bad we can't just do it in the garden, seeing as we're all trying to stay out of each other's way. That said, he strikes me as the kind of guy that get along fine with us Class 7 folks. And I'd love to hear more about this springing business. It's pretty similar to what you do, but the differences alone would give you plenty of stuff to talk about. Personality-wise, I bet he'd get along with Ash too. Hopefully I have a chance to introduce him to everyone eventually. Agreed, including the new and old Class 7. I had no idea we were serving tea at the temple. The bitter flavor is a perfect complement to all those sweets. And that tea ceremony the lady did when she poured the tea was practically acrobatic. So cool. You know, back in the day, my master actually taught me how to do it for fun, between training sessions. I remember when he ended up accidentally pouring some on my head. Talk about a disaster. Is it just me, or do all of your memories of him actually kind of suck? But I guess you had your fun seeing how nostalgic you are for them. The guy certainly seems like a playful old man, not counting a little training exercise. Yeah, he definitely likes to have his fun, even during rigorous training sessions. When I was a child, I felt there was always something playful about him. Man, just talking about it really takes me back. We used to have snowball fights on the mountain behind his house as a way to train my eyes. Sometimes I'd have to take care of a bear cub that had been separated from its mother and try to get it home without endangering either of us. But even spar was snowboarding down the mountain. Are you serious? How is any of that sword training? It must have worked, seeing as how he mastered the first level by the time he enrolled at Force. Still, it's honestly pretty surprising he trained you like that, given that he's a former head of Ikaruga. Though I guess seeing how Shizuna turned out, maybe it's not all that shocking. He never did tell me much about his past. Anytime I'd ask, he'd find a way to brush me off. I think he went through a lot. That's probably why he started the 8-leaf school in the first place. But now that same man is scheming behind the scene here in the Republic and blocking my path. Rean.
Hey, just remember, man, you're not alone.
Exactly. We all know how important this is for you. So we aren't planning to get in your way, but know that we will offer you our support. And that goes for Altina, Towa, and everyone else in Class 7.
Yeah, I know. And it means a lot. But first, we have to get to him. Either way, I hope you'll witness my battle. That should give my blade the power it needs for me to win. I'm sure of it.
Ha! Of course we will.
Yeah, we'll get through this. Together.
After that, the trio purchased more of her favorite snacks of a tour as gifts for her friends back in the Empire. They then met up with the others to resume work.
Are your plans decided?
And a short break with Towa and Altina. Wow, it's expanding, Altina. Don't rush it, just take your time. Please don't talk to me. I need to focus. Sorry. Alright, I'm next. It's so heavy. Are you okay, Towa? Want me to hold it up for you? Listen, please don't talk to me. My bad. Your turn, Rean. They turned out super cute. They're so stylish and elegant, and they capture the beauty of imperfection. Sure do. They're perfect for the season. They make great gifts. I think I couldn't have made mine better. Darn. Looking homemade is part of its charm. Oh, your fate line is quite remarkable. This line signifies the people who rely on you, how you continue to live up to those expectations. That sounds accurate to me. You have managed to balance your work both as an instructor and as a member of the ICO. I won't say it's been easy. Helping people just makes me happy, so I always end up going overboard. I'm no match for you. Your heartline is quite intriguing. What was once a hole has now been filled. This is proof that you have now lived positive experiences. Really? You're definitely more expressive now than you were in the past. Yeah, you've gotten even cuter. Guys, stop. How embarrassing. This love line. I must take a closer look. This is incredible. I've never witnessed such a love reading as this. I see multiple fates intermingling. If you make one wrong move, you could find yourself bound. It's a miracle you have made it this far while shouldering such immense karma. Kuwabara. Kuwabara. Surely you're exaggerating? Actually, she is not wrong. Please don't act like this makes sense. There's so much to see and do here. Is it true that you have Eastern heritage, Towa? Yes, so I believe it's only a small part. I've been thinking about it for a while now. Being here feels strangely nostalgic. Thanks for giving us a tour, Rean. I mean, I've only been here once myself. I'm just glad you two were able to relax, especially since I'm the one who got you roped into all of this.
Is that really what you think? Your bad habit is rearing its ugly head again.
She's right, you know. You didn't rope us into anything.
Oh, right.
I get why you'd feel that way with everything that's going on. After all, you're on the cusp of reuniting with someone very important to you. Honestly, we would be happier if you could relax.
We all came here so that we could fight together. You, Crow, Fee, and the two of us. So stop trying to shoulder it all on your own. Let's get through this as a team.
You're right. I'll be counting on all of you. I want to show my master that you're all part of my growth.
Good. Now with that settled, let's relax as much as we can. I still want to buy souvenirs for Yuna, Milliam, and the others downstairs. Great idea. I bet we've got all sorts of exclusive items here. Since this work trip seems like it's going to last a while, better get some souvenirs for the other instructors too. Not to mention for Kurt and Ash, seeing as they're helping us out. We're going to have a ton of stuff to carry home. After that, the three took their time picking out souvenirs for their friends back in the Empire. They then met up with the others to resume work. Yeah, I would consider these events about equal. Good, but now back to the exploration. Heights and Downey. Man, I'm so glad we were able to make it to Longlai. I'm so pumped for the launch. Ditto. Thanks to Graham and everyone else doing a good job, we got to come here without any anxious thoughts trying to crush our spirits. Alright, Heights. Let's get an eyeful of this history in the making moment. Man, the road to Longlai sure was crowded. We made the right move leaving early. Normally I'd have drove hell for leather on the highway, but doing that would have landed my girl straight into a repair shop. We've been wanting to come to Longlai for ages too. Once the rocket launch is over and done with, I'd like to go see the sights. Knowing Downey though, he's probably gonna rope me into running around outside of the city. Professor Renton? Now that the roadside issues are done and dusted, we can turn our attention to the town. Honestly, things have been a little tough considering I'm the only C rank around here. The police are handling public safety and overall safety measures, so I'm glad I don't have to focus on any of that stuff. Though from what Drusilla has said, it sounds like the government might be trying to restrict our ability to move freely.
Performing search.
Dear goddess, it's so crowded here.
Today's been a nightmare. We've upped the number of trains coming in and I'm so run off my feet. I feel like I'm going to lose my mind. Oh yes, we have a special timetable for our outbound trains too. Better make sure passengers are aware of that. Anyway, point is Longlai is packed like I've never seen it before and I'm suffering.
Alright.
By the way, we have a train headed eastbound this afternoon. Longlai is the doorway to the east. The Transcontinental Railway is basically the only way in by land. I really hope things calm down over there. What, Towa? What are you doing here? Oh, you're Ludicia from the ICO. Did you just get back from the east? Well, that's a funny coincidence. Small world, isn't it? Indeed. I was working at a support branch in the east for the last half year. I only just returned. I heard some talk about the rocket launch, but dear me, it's like a festival out here. Maybe this will help us make the sense of a desertification in the east. Yes, I'm optimistic we can make some real progress there. The public government has publicly committed to supporting us in that. Wonderful. When the time comes, I suspect you'll be given an important role to play, given, well, it's you we're talking about. Though it looks like you're here on a different sort of job, I wish you best of luck. Thanks, you too. So she's one of your co-workers, huh? Sounds like you're carrying the weight of a continent in your back. Days transferred over there too. Well, I won't lie, diplomatic work is something I've been itching to take on. I don't know what form it'll take, but whatever it is, I plan to throw myself at it with everything I have. That's the spirit, and I'm sure this goes without saying, but you have our full support. On top of all your ICO work, you teach in the Empire and the Republic, right? I'm guessing that's what you're here for? Well, I don't know how you pull triple duty like that. In any case, let's both do our part in making this world a better place for everyone.
We'll have live feed of the launch from on site. It will take place at 1 p.m. today.
Anything special
and
here?
Preparations are underway as we speak. Join us for
Not
our
really.
live coverage and witness whether or not the first manned spaceflight in history will prove successful. For those of
Norton? Wait a second, is that you, Norton, from the Imperial Chronicle? Well, if it isn't the fine folks from Force, long time no see. Heck of a day for a reunion, huh? But I'm aware you're not here to gape and gawk at the launch like most people here. Nothing gets past you, does it? So you're working with Vivi and the others, right? Yeah, Rex and some of the other Force bunch asked me to handle some things. The CID's got a chokehold over the flow of information, so getting tips has been easier said than done. Between you and me, about today's military exercise, apparently the entirety of the Republican army is on standby. What? Things have gone from sketch to holy shit what the hell real fast. It's clear we can't just stand by and watch. This might be an even bigger deal than the last war. The CID is keeping every one of their cards close to the west. And said measures not only affect Calvert, but us too. There's only so much I can do within my capacity as a journalist, but going forward I do whatever I can to help you all. You would appreciate that. There's no doubt today's gonna be one for the history books, but there's too many things nagging at me. As a journalist and as one of Force collaborators, I plan to observe how things unfold. I won't pry into why you're all here, but please be careful.
I want to see the rocket already!
I know we have an uptick in tourists, but still, they shouldn't need to send so many officers here. It's evident this is, in actuality, a means to mitigate the risk of guild interference with their plan. However, we don't intend to merely take this on the chin. We have a plan we're hatching. I wouldn't stake all your hopes on it, but should the stars align, we may be able to lend a hand or two.
Shard searching.
Oh, finally made it to Longlai. The editor-in-chief might be fed up with me, but I don't give a damn. While I was doing research on this, I felt a fire ignite inside me. When you're trailing a good story, sometimes you just have to get those boots on the ground and pursue it. And I pursue this to the end of the earth. I'll write a front-page piece that'll leave even Marielle from the Tyrell Times green with envy. Now I need to think up a good headline. Also, should gather comments that'll stick with the readers. I may not be Marielle, but it feels good putting my all into an article like she does. If we have waste only to write some fluff piece, I'm going to make this into my best article yet, even if it kills me. More often than not, Longlai is a calm, tranquil place, but these last few days it turned into something of a carnival tent. But as someone charged with protecting Longlai, I will do my part to keep the peace. And I will see to it that everyone can watch this massive undertaking through to the end. I hope I can depend on you to aid in keeping this place safe. I've never been swamped since I started this job, and I've been working here for a very long while. Nevertheless, I will put forth my best effort for the sake of the locals who have been so kind to me all these years.
Shard searching.
Thanks for the heads
Let's search around.
Now let's get glad you got here.
You, over there, come take a look.
Yay, I get to see the rocket launch again. The other one was all white and big and then whoosh, and there was tons of smoke. Are you gonna watch it too? Let's watch together. Need a light snack? Then look no further. We've got the Zongshi, Funtron, and so much more. The crowds will get bigger just before the launch, so get your good eats while you still can. You know, Ina's been way more talkative lately. Strange or not, she's been chatting about this and that to anyone and everyone. And those people end up curious about our food, contributing directly to our sales. I'm so grateful for all the business the space program's giving us. And like my little girl, I need to give it my all to capitalize on it. My husband Shiki is selling manto, and it looks like he's making a killing too. If you ask me, rice and manto make for the perfect pre-launch snack. So now's the time to sell, sell, sell! The whole family is gonna work their tails off until we clear out our entire inventory.
Goodness me, it's like a festival here.
Well, if it's intriguing and fancy running into you here. I see your wife is enjoying a bit of summer splurging, as it were. Oh, I know you. You're the one who stops by Langport every so often. Felenkov, good to see you. And right back at you. Never thought I'd bump into you in this place. Though maybe I shouldn't be so surprised given it's you we're talking about. I take it you're on your way to the eastern side of the continent? That's the plan. I'll be hopping on the next train bound for the east after I see the launch. I'm planning to go to that place I wasn't able to visit last time. You mean the same old you told me about before? Well, you have to tell me all about it when you get back. Your stories are always amazing. If you find any quality antiques along the way, you mind sending them my way? Of course, so long as the purchase price isn't through the roof. Either way, I hope you enjoy your trip. Your wife certainly seems to be. But I am. In fact, I'm having the time of my life. Thanks to the tidy summer husband out gambling away in Farbad, without my knowing, I've taken the liberty to loosen the purse strings this trip. Honey, have mercy on the family funds. At this rate, I'm only gonna be able to afford a couple shots of a local sake. I suppose I should learn better than to try sneaking into the casino. Them's the breaks, Paul, them's the breaks. In any case, I know Longlai backward and forward at this point, so if you have any questions about it at all, fire away. Me and Velenkov go way back. He's helped me and my business by sending me rare antiques he finds on his globetrotting adventures. Sounds like he's headed back east again. Sometimes I'm jealous of him and his itchy feet. That said, I'm looking forward to seeing what stories and antiques he digs up this time. Boy, though, my wife is giving new meaning to the phrase shop till you drop. By that I mean our finances are in free fall. She's spending every last meal of her modest winnings on the Farbad casino. Life. Why must you kick me down so? I'll be catching the next train bound for the east. There's a place over there I'd like to check out. But since I'm here now, might as well watch the rocket launch. It'll make for a good story if nothing else. By the way, I bumped into Kizaru and her friends earlier. It was a pleasant surprise seeing them here. With the talent that girl has, she'll face more obstacles, both external and internal, than most. But now she has family and friends in her corner. I think the next time we meet, she will have found her own path forward. Look at all these souvenirs I bought with my husband's winnings. Now he'll think twice before sneaking off to a casino without giving me so much as a heads up. Or perhaps spending every last meal as a tad harsh. I think I set some aside so he can enjoy the local sake.
Welcome!
Thanks to the space program, the demand of goods is at sky high. I know it will only be temporary, but the tourism bureau would be foolish to let this chance to earn some serious dough passers-by. Come on, folks, take a look at our souvenirs. They're all famous goods from the East.
Let's see.
It's almost time for our tour's main event, watching the rocket take off into and beyond the skies. We've still got a little bit before the launch, so I'm letting everyone take a beat to go explore Longlai. Once we're 20 minutes away from the launch, we'll all reconvene and head for the spot we reserved. Until then, we're all just going to enjoy everything Longlai has to offer. Well, I'm glad that Jet Boy ended up okay. Thanks for resolving that whole thing. Because of you, no one on the tour ended up injured. But more importantly, I'm just glad he was able to put to bed everything he was grappling with. No, just thinking about this makes me tear up again. For our quest.
Performing search.
Yeah.
We should stake out a spot once we're done eating.
Longlai food is Divine. It's like I was served up by the goddess herself. My stomach, it yearns for more. I would have had a slice of heaven. It's demanding a full course. I intend to comply. I'm gonna eat to bursting today. Well, that's one way to fast-track your way to Adius' dinner table. Edmund, please try to restrain yourself. It's oh so delicious. I could keep this up to eternity. Now bring on the dessert.
Any day now.
Oh, I recognize that face. You're the son of a baron from Emir. You came here with a sister before. That's right, I remember you talked with Elise for a good while back then. Thanks for doing that. Please, it was a pleasure speaking with such a bright young woman. Our conversation was so engaging I couldn't tear myself away from it. And we went on to talk about a number of things, from Eastern cuisine to souvenir recommendations. Ah yeah, she wanted to pick something out for one of her classmates. Well, I hope it was to her liking. A classmate, I'm guessing he's talking about Princess Arvin? If so, then I have to imagine the owner would be stunned speechless if he found out one of his gifts went to Ebonian royalty. Did you come with your friends today? Well, I hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. If you'd like someone to show you around Longlai, my son Senri is working part-time giving tours outside. Though he does have a tendency to go a bit overboard from time to time.
Over there. No. The other side might have a better view.
Nothing out of the ordinary here. Are you tourists? Well, you're free to enjoy yourselves, but don't go overboard, alright? When so many people gather in one place, a lot of small issues tend to pop up, you see? We've called in help from all over the Republic. I hope we can get through this without any major incidents. By the way, I'm from the capital. My job often entails patrolling the ever-bustling central station, so I'm rather accustomed to large crowds. You're free to enjoy yourselves, but again, don't go overboard, alright?
When's it gonna launch?
It's hard to believe I get to witness such a historic event with my own two eyes. Living as long as I have comes with its boons, I suppose. I hope you all enjoy yourself as much as I will. I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't know who he is. Alright, this spot will give me a perfect view. Our front page photo is gonna blow all our rival papers out of the water. That said, I'm a little worried about all those huge military airships flying around. Word on the street is that military exercises are being held in case something happens with a rocket. I ended up taking a few photos of the ships while I was checking my camera settings.
Any day now.
Apparently the airships were pulling out when it's time for the rocket to launch. I can't help but snap some shots whenever they pass by. My camera finger moves on its own.
Shard searching.
Alright.
Shard searching.
The waterfall area was more dangerous than I thought. I'm just glad nobody got hurt. Oh, I'm so glad Chet's okay. I chose to flee and leave my son behind. It's my responsibility to make amends for that. I'm grateful beyond words that I was given this opportunity. Even if it takes time, I will earn back Chet's trust. To that end, all I can do is to be a better mother to him. I never expected this to happen. Nevertheless, as Jet's guardian, I need to see just how sincere Miyuki actually is. I want to respect her feelings as family, but I also have a responsibility as his guardian. I don't know what to do anymore, but I'm glad Mom doesn't hate me. If she's willing to come to Macedon, then yeah, I think I'll be able to open up to her little by little. It made me happy seeing Jet speak from the heart. I never thought I'd see the day. Really, I'm just so relieved. I'm glad Jet got to see his mommy. I know things were super rough for him, but I'm sure they'll get along fine from now on.
Shard searching.
I'm serving tea in the hopes that it will aid in educating others about Eastern culture. Of late, however, I've encountered many with hearts consumed by a desire for material gain. It's really quite vexing. Just the other day, a person deemed it acceptable to set up paid seating in front of a temple, simply because the view was nice. It's unfathomable the lengths they are willing to go to in the name of avarice. How can they commit such an atrocity with a Heavenly Mother watching? I have no qualms with enjoying life in this world, but, as I say, all things in moderation. For instance, I was overjoyed to see Tai Hong start his own food stall and gain independence, especially after all the support we gave him. However, in that other case, the Heavenly Mother will surely frown on such wanton fleshly indulgence.
Oh, Heavenly Mother, hear my words.
We had quite the gathering to the previous 2 launches, but today is on another scale entirely. The Republican government is putting all their effort into this endeavor. All I can do is pray for its success. But to grasp space with our own hands, is humanity allowed to achieve such a thing? I can only hope that today will have a happy end. I have found myself conflicted over this situation. Be that as it may, whatever happens is the will of the Heavenly Mother. I can only hope that today will end without incident. Anyone upstairs?
Performing search.
No. Yeah.
Looks like a nice fishing spot.
Oh, I can tell you a lot are built of sterner stuff. I'm a student of a Gekka school and I came here to train. But as luck would have it, my trip overlapped with a rocket launch. Oh well, I suppose I'll just join everyone else in watching this great event. Oh, and you may find this interesting, but the road to the Kunlun Mountain appears to be blocked off by some formidable individuals. When I arrived last year, I was unable to get a firm grasp on their presence, but now, it's plain as day. Since ages past, the Kunlun Mountains have served as a training ground. I came during my trip last year to make use of them for that purpose. I wasn't able to feel their presence as then, but they're likely skilled warriors employed by the government. In any event, all I can do now is wait for them to leave. In the meantime, I suppose I can watch their rocket launch along with everyone else.
Let's see.
That was some fine fishing there. You're as proficient as fishermen as I heard. There must be some common thread between swordsmanship and the way of a rod. Either way, well done. I too wish to catch a Lion King myself and stand shoulder to shoulder with the 8 fishing wizards. Perhaps one day. Whoa, so that's the Lion King. Well, I get the namesake now. I mean, looking at that face, it just screams, "Grr, I'm a big mean lion." It looked like it had the force of a whirlwind too. Oh, I guess I shouldn't be surprised about that with it being a legendary fish and all. Anyway, super glad I got to see it. It was worth coming to Longlai for that alone. I can't believe it, you actually caught it. Now this one for the fishing history books. We didn't have a ghost of a chance of catching it ourselves, but seeing someone else do it is a good enough consolation prize. Apparently my grandfather's off fishing in Anchorville? Wonder if he's having any luck over there. Can't wait to hear all about it when he gets back. Whoa, so that's the Lion King. Talk about incredible. I can't believe a fish so huge exists in this day and age. The world of fishing never fails to amaze. Want to get better? So Rean, if you ever get the chance, I'd welcome any tips. Come to think of it, Van caught a guardian himself for passing the Hebo here over to me last year. And now we've got to witness a similar event. Guess fate draws us to people who reel in the legends or something. Maybe I'll be able to catch one too someday. Who can say? Crazier things have happened.
Let's search around.
We have some free time, so I'd love to take a break from showing folks around. But who knows when trouble might creep around the corner. Can't completely take it easy. Wind chime crafting and rockets may not exactly go hand in hand theming-wise, but even so, we've had tons of people stopping by. It really puts a smile on my face seeing people engage with and learn about Eastern culture. On a separate note, I did try making a rocket glass craft, but was too heavy and fragile. Quickly abandoned the idea of selling it as a product. I can make a glass with a rocket design on it though, so if you'd like that, just let me know.
What can I get for you? Hope it's to your satisfaction.
Oh, a hands-on workshop. Yeah, gotta try that one. No. Like I said again and again, we don't have time for detours. The first item on our agenda is visiting the local history museum and then... Curtis, you gotta loosen up. A trip like this is no fun if it's all work and no play. See, she gets it. Now let's make us some sick-ass wind chimes. Way ahead of you. But the agenda, guys! You say we're on a tight schedule, but it's not like tight. We've also got a course where you take our crafted wind chimes and paint over them, apparently. So there, gotta stop whining now, or what? Fine, I give. Arguing with you two is soaking up what little time we have. So let's just get this over with.
Let's search around.
But neither is he going alone, so... Ah, youth. This brings me back to when I was but a wee lad. Now, seize the moment, young fool. You can't let this golden opportunity pass you by. Bang! Shh! Don't you dare spoil the moment or I kick you. Let them go at their own pace, darn it. Oh, I am glad they've gotten closer. Yes, the mood seems to be good. They've always been close, so it's all gonna come down to how they feel for each other. But if I do take that step, then I'm gonna be with them all the way. Little sister's rooting for you, Meishing. Yongfu and Meishing have been joined at the hip for the years now. As someone who's watched over them for ages knows how long, I'd probably move to the point of tears if they end up getting together. You know, I never imagined us doing something like this before, Meishing. Going traveling together, I mean. We see each other all the time in Langport, so I guess the idea just never crossed my mind. Yes, I know what you mean. It feels a little strange in a way, but I'm having a lot of fun. Me too. I've really enjoyed our time together on this trip. Doing this with you has been very nice. This place sure is pretty, huh? It certainly is. I'm so glad I got to go on this trip with Meishing. Never thought getting to experience so many things together with her would feel so fresh and new. It's so strange, all I'm doing is traveling with Yongfu, a boy I see all the time back at home. Yet this feels so nice.
Shard searching.
Alright.
Hey, stop on by!
Want some delicious green tea ice cream? It's made from green tea leaves harvested right here in Longlai. When there are so many potential customers around, I feel extra motivated to give them my all. Oh wait, everyone's going home today, right? Shoot. Better up my advertising game so I can clear out my stock.
What can I get for you? Thanks a bunch.
He also announced a series of unrelated drills the Republican Army has planned in the same...
Okay, listen up, people. We still have over an hour before the launch. It would be a waste passing up this chance to do some sightseeing in one of the most beautiful places in all of Lemuria. Plus, I know this super awesome spot will give you a great view of the launch. Perfect for taking photos. But it'll cost a little extra. So how about it? Yeah, alright, fine. You thought me. That was quite the sales pitch.
Take a look at our wares, Sol.
Welcome. Can I interest you in a manto bun? It's no great on-the-go snack if you ask me. They're the perfect thing to munch on while waiting for the launch. It'll wipe out any hunger pangs lickety-split. You can't say you experienced all Longlai has to offer without trying a manto. So come grab some. Wow, the launch really brought on the crowds, huh? Normally an occasion like this would call for screaming and shouting for joy, but honestly, it makes me a little worried for my wife. She's running the stall with our daughter Ino. I hope they're not too worn out.
How about a souvenir to remember the launch by?
Space goods, get your space goods here! I was able to get my own store thanks to an introduction from Father Muras. But I didn't think I'd be raking the dough this fast. I'll actually be able to send money back to my folks at home in the East. Times have been hard up until now, but I guess the Heavenly Mother hasn't abandoned me. I'm going to work hard, save up some mirror and pay back all the people from the Tourism Bureau who've helped get me to this point. Eastern sweets are so good. There's something about them that just soothes the mind, you know? What a curious observation. Well, I must agree, the quality is quite fun. You can't get this kind of flavor in Russian. It's pretty darn novel. Not to change the subject, but I purchased this accessory over there in far, but I was wondering if you might like to have it. I think it would look nice on you, Nelly. Oh my gosh, that pendant is adorable. That's so sweet of you, Amelie. Never gotten something like this from a friend before. I better return the favor. It was so cute as we matched. One sec, I'm gonna go find an Eastern accessory of a similar design. Hold on a moment, Lenny. That's hardly necessary. Sure, but I'm not getting you a gift because it's necessary. I'm doing it because I want to. There's this hairpin I saw earlier that I know would look great on you. How about that? Very well, if you insist. I will accept your gift with gratitude. But Nelly is fully and truly unbelievable. Still, I'm really, really happy. But don't give the wrong idea, she remains my rival in the world of music, and the fact will never change. I noticed Creamer ran into one of her co-workers. She seems to be doing a bit better now. I'm guessing whatever was weighing on her mind had something to do with her police work? Well, either way, as a fellow Rastian girl, I'm glad she's doing better.
Let's see.
We're not matching completely, but that's okay. I'm just happy I get to do a gift exchange with Amelie. I've always wanted to do something like this with a friend. Are you certain you're just friends? A great many visitors have paid me a visit, wanting me to divine whether the launch will be successful or not. Likewise, many of them wish to have their own fate unraveled. I will be of aid to them, naturally. However, fate is something one must make for themselves. What is a sensation? A tremendous omen of something to come? That I cannot grasp what it entails speaks to its enormity. A turning point might well be upon us. Nevertheless, take this as nothing more than the musing of a mere palm reader. As I said, fate is something one must make for themselves. Never thought I'd run into you in Longlai, Katarina. Yeah, well, I got the order to come here, so here I am. Seems most of the partners are in a similar boat, with people being dispatched to and fro. So how are things on your end? I'm glad you took a trip like I suggested. Has it helped clear your head? It has. At the start I had a real hard time switching to vacation mode, given the funk I was in. But after talking with some folks and, you know, actually doing things, I feel like I'm in a much better headspace. And I owe it all to you, Katarina. Thanks again for looking out for me. Of course. What are friends for? And to be honest, after seeing how much work the whole police force, and you in particular, put in, I think it finally clicked just how important my job is. If Evan was here, I'm sure he'd say, get back on your feet and keep at it. You've come a long way, Creamer. Though, don't push yourself too hard, okay? You go get that much deserved R&R, and we hold the fort down in the meantime. Got it, thanks, Katarina. I'm still not completely over what happened, but I know Evan would have wanted me to keep helping others as a police officer. I want to make him proud up there. So yeah, I think it's time I reorient myself and go back to what I do best. Creamer's been out of sorts ever since her boyfriend was taken from us, but it looks like she's finally ready to move forward. Maybe one day she'll be able to go back to her old cheery self again. When I heard I was getting sent to Longlai, I was as giddy as it could be, let me tell you. But it's just been work since I got here. Suddenly think I won't get to see the launch. That's just my luck. Maybe I can take my mind off things with a few games of my own? I bet no one would notice if I snuck off for a little bit. Looks like some of Calvert's finest ain't exactly booming with motivation here. You're not wrong, though I get the feeling this isn't a unique thing for this officer. First Farbert, now Longlai. So much for getting a good view of a launch. Damn it. If they don't at least let me take a 10, I swear I'm gonna hit something. Sorry, but this area is off limits. While it's quite a ways away, Zeku Space Base is farther down this road. Unless you have a proper clearance, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I can only let those with proper clearance through. For some reason, one person with authorization to pass was a woman in a kimono. She clearly wasn't with the military. I wonder who she was. Looks like you were right on the mirror. Seems so. She and others are beyond this point. We need to get through here no matter what.
So many people. I've got to find a good
Let's search around.
Which is expected to proceed as scheduled.
Longlai happens to be right dab in the middle of its second tea harvest season, and boy, let me tell you, it's been an annoying one. Like, I swear to Adios, if I have to have one more conversation with a tourist about that darn rocket, I'm going to lose it. But, well, I guess the past two rocket launches have left a pretty big impact. Maybe I should think of it less as a nuisance and more as an opportunity. It's a great chance for us to teach outsiders about Longlai's teas for one. I've never seen so many tourists in one place before. Also, it's been a pain getting anything done. But I need to look at the bright side. This is a good chance for outsiders to learn about Longlai's tea leaves. Either way, things will start coming down after today.
Performing search.
What a waste staying in such an upscale inn yet being unable to have even a single drop of alcohol. We should at least be allowed to drink during the nighttime, no? It's not like we'll be on the clock. True, but remember, we're still responsible for watching over the students, even at night. We can always buy some drinks and souvenirs and enjoy them back home. On your mirror? How sweet of you. Well, since you're offering, I'd gladly take a few bottles. Yeah, nice try. I can see why this inn is so renowned. The interior design and furnishings are immaculate. It harmonizes flawlessly with the surrounding scenery. I could just sit here and gaze about for eternity, and I wouldn't be bored for a second. The background music is simply delightful, but that's to be expected at a first-rate inn. The sounds of flowing water mixed with the koto music make me feel completely relaxed.
Any day now.
It's hard to believe it's been nearly a year and a half since our last meeting, Rean. You've grown much since then. I'm aware you aren't here for leisure, but all the same, it's a pleasure seeing you again. Likewise, I always appreciate your hospitality. Of course, providing our good friends from Ymir the finest service is the least we can do. I assume your arrival pertains to the reason behind your previous sojourn to Longlai? Should there be anything I can do to help you and your friends during your stay, please do not hesitate to let me know. Also, the reason you came here before was... yeah, in addition to the family trip, I wanted to see if the news of his sighting was true or not. It seems to be getting an encore of that day, hurdles included. Hey, at least I did the hard part of prepping the stage. And you've already put in the work of reforging yourself. All you gotta do now is get out there and give them a show to remember. If there's anything I can do to be of assistance, please let me know. I know you have a difficult path ahead. And that is precisely why I will do whatever I can to aid you along it. Well, isn't this a surprise? I wasn't expecting to see you here, Mr. Schwarzer. I know this is a busy time of the year, so I'm sorry if we're imposing on you all. Not in the least, it's always a pleasure having you as our guest. I hope your parents and Miss Elise are doing well. I get that you have a lot going on, so I hope you'll be able to carve out some time to relax. Not to worry, I'm certain we'll find some room in our schedule to do just that. Longlai is bustling with activity at the moment, so I hope you make time to go enjoy yourselves. By the way, did you know most of Longlai's local culture has its roots in the Far East and the inland part of the East? It was brought here by land. Cultures that sprang forth from sea routes, as was the case with Langport, are often quite glamorous, but ours has a more subdued feel to it. Though I think first-time visitors recognize and appreciate our village's innate beauty. Put simply, they embrace wabi-sabi, if you've heard the term. I do hope you enjoyed our Eastern Kaiseki multi-course meal, the Longlai style breakfast. I sure did, and thanks for taking me on that first-class booze cruise last night. I think I'll be staying another day for my second voyage. And be more of a nuisance to our remarkably patient proprietors than you already have? I think not. Still, you gotta admit, those hot springs are amazing. When things calm down, I'd definitely like to come back. Maybe next time with everyone from Force. That sounds like a great idea. I could invite my family too. When that time comes, I'll make sure to whip up a meal that will really make your taste buds sing. Even now, with a strong relationship with the Phoenix Wings and Ymir, old Ron and I like to compare notes on ingredients and discuss different styles of Eastern and Western cooking techniques. We still have much to learn from one another. It's been good having him as a friend. And I have Baron Schwarzer to thank for bringing us together.
Running a search.
Performing search. Performing search.
Shard searching.
Is this what they call wabi-sabi? It's so relaxed.
This inn really is something else. They're incredibly thoughtful with their service and accommodating for every little need a guest might have. This must be Far Eastern spirit of hospitality I heard about in action. The hotel in Farbad was amazing too, but this place focuses more on being considerate to the guests rather than dazzling them with extravagance. This is all great food for thought, definitely something to chew over for when I'm ready to open a place of my own. This steamed chicken is incredible. Like the hospitality service, it's remarkably delicate. I don't know what it is. I feel like their defining principles have their roots in the culture itself. That's my Turomir take anyway. Were you also from that travel group? Because I think you're from Messeldam. I don't think I noticed her back in Basel back then. But I think she was in Farbad. Yes, she was there. But I don't remember attributing her to that group. Yeah. Alright,
Are your plans decided?
This means a lot to me.
Flower...
I'll
Pink
treasure
brush?
it always.
Altina...
Thanks.
Braid for fee...
Sure, I'll take it.
And a hairpin for Towa.
I'll keep it safe, Rean.
Are your plans decided?
Okay, when we have 2 connection events. I think I cut them to the beginning of the episode, so they are better suited there, I think.
We'll have live feed of the launch from on site.
And that was the episode, I think. We have been everywhere in Longlai. We watched the 2 events, the connection events, and yeah. Do I want to go into the garden next, or do I keep that for when we have Kevin? That would make sense, you know? I think I'll wait. Okay, the next time will be the Taito Dojo and whatever Kilika wants to tell us. Good. Until next time, then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.